Star Wars, arguably one of the biggest media franchises in the world, and their ventures into the gaming space can be traced all the way back into the 80s. The franchise has met its ups and downs throughout the decades, with some lackluster presence in the 7th generation of consoles. Jedi Fallen Order was one of those games that showed us what a Star Wars game could be. It received positive reviews for its storytelling, characters, and gameplay, and is considered by many to be one of the better Star Wars titles in recent memory. With its sequel on the way, we thought it would be a good idea to compile another set of games for you to play while you wait for it. So join us here at Game 8 Information Station as we list down some amazing titles for you to try out while waiting for Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Star Wars The Force Unleashed involved playing as a powerful Sith apprentice named Starkiller, who is tasked with hunting down Jedi survivors following the events of Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. The player must navigate through various levels and environments, defeating enemies using lightsaber combat and force power. Compared to Fallen Order and Survivor, the gameplay in Force Unleashed is more cinematic and makes you feel that you really are Darth Vader's apprentice with its over-the-top combat and quick-time set pieces. It was definitely a product of its time, but don't let that deter you from trying out this game that really turns you into an invincible lightsaber-wielding badass.
Do not forget that you still serve me.
Perhaps the most immersive Jedi experience since Knights of the Old Republic, Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Outcast was that one game that really made you feel like a Jedi. Everything you'd want was here. Attention to detail that really captured the spirit of Star Wars, an intriguing story centered around fan favorite Kyle Katarn, a repertoire of moves that look as if they came straight out of the films, and unrivaled lightsaber combat. From the various stances that creates a lot of depth to lightsaber duels in both story and multiplayer, to the fact that you can even use blasters in first-person view while retaining all your force powers. And all of this awesome stuff gets expanded in Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, where players will have the choice to dual-wield lightsabers or use a double-sabered one. We mostly praised Fallen Order's grounded take on filling in the shoes of a Jedi. So if you're looking for a classic that's even more immersive than that, then Jedi Outcast and Jedi Academy are no-brainers.
You will die. That much is certain.
It's hard not to separate the Dark Souls series from Jedi Survivor, and while Fallen Order was more than just a Jedi Souls game, inspirations from Software's design philosophy can be seen in almost every facet of gameplay. Dark Souls involves exploring a vast interconnected world filled with dangerous enemies, traps, and obstacles. Players must battle through various environments including dungeons, castles, and forests, while encountering powerful bosses and other challenging foes. Cal's journey may lean more into platforming and Metroidvania level design, but its careful pacing into exploring the unknown dangers of the galaxy definitely shows that they got that from Dark Souls. Combat in Dark Souls is based on strategic timing and positioning, requiring players to carefully observe enemy movements and exploit openings. Players have access to a wide variety of weapons, shields, and magical spells, which can be used to defeat enemies and overcome obstacles. In the end, we know how much of a big deal Dark Souls' combat turned out. And while Fallen Order isn't as hardcore as that, it borrows just enough to convincingly depict the dangers of the galaxy and the Empire as something to take very seriously.
But there would be no victor.
Set in a dystopian future where Earth is on the brink of ecological collapse, humanity has turned to a corporation called Creo to save the planet. The gameplay of the Surge is primarily focused on exploration and combat. Players take on the role of a new employee of Creo, Warren, who is equipped with an exoskeleton that enhances his physical abilities. The exoskeleton also allows Warren to target specific limbs of his enemies, dismember them, and obtain valuable loot in the process, which includes potential weapons and armor upgrades. The Surge is a great action RPG to play if you're in the mood for some sci-fi or a breath of fresh air in the Souls-like genre. Jedi Survivor and Fallen Order lean a bit closer to Dark Souls than Sekiro. But whether or not it was intentional, Jedi Survivor does have its share of similarities to Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Sekiro focuses on fast-paced swordplay and stealth, along with a greater sense of verticality compared to any game From Software has done before. Sekiro's most unique mechanic is its posture system, which leads to a dance of split-second swordsmanship that creates some of the most adrenaline-inducing encounters we've ever had. Despite Fallen Order's block meter being a bit closer to Neo and Dark Souls' stamina system, it also isn't that fundamentally different from Sekiro's combat. I mean, both Cal and Sekiro do have their death blows. Just look at how the encounters with melee humanoid combatants also give a similar feel, especially when doing a series of time deflects during lightsaber duels. Actually, Sekiro combat with lightsaber duels would be a match made in heaven. A game like that is definitely gonna be a dream come true, but until then, you guys can play Sekiro Shadows Die Twice if you want your fill of head-to-head sword fights. And that's it for our list of games that you might want to play while waiting for Cal's latest adventure. We're pretty sure there are many more games out there that can also scratch that itch. But for now, let us know in the comments below what you guys would also suggest. Again, this is Game 8 Information Station, and we'll see you guys in the next one.